Hey guys, I'm back, and I've been speaking on the subject of contractors, roofers, stating that they can handle your claim and, on your behalf, which is, we talked about Class A misdemeanor or third degree felony. It's an unauthorized practice of public adjusting, but it's also an unauthorized practice of law. So the question that's come up to me is public adjusters, does the unauthorized practice of public adjusting, we call it UPPA, versus UPPO, unauthorized practice of law. Does the unauthorized practice of public adjusting apply to licensed insurance agents? Because I will tell people all the time, see if your agent can help you. I mean, they know what your policy is, and maybe they can help you or tell you no, that's covered if you were told no or you weren't really sure. So this is from Reisner-Slania. It's a plaintiff, first-party breach of contract law firm here in Texas. So on my prior ones, I told you what Zell, the insurance defense attorney, said. Now this is a plaintiff side saying, public adjusters provide valuable services to insurance policyholders in their time of need, and the licensed individuals take the time to review, assess, and provide a fair evaluation of the property damage for the policyholder to settle an insurance claim fairly with their insurance company. And then, but in some cases, a person may pass themselves off as a licensed adjuster when in fact they're not qualified to do so. These cases are widely known in the industry as the unauthorized practice of public adjusting because I said you can be a public adjuster or you can wear the hat of a contractor. Even if I'm licensed and I owned a roofing company, which I don't, or a contracting company, I can't wear both hats because I have to be hired as a public adjuster to represent that policyholder. And once I do that, I cannot benefit from that build or any insurance monies other than what my fee is. So the unauthorized practice of public adjusting refers to the instances where someone other than a licensed claim adjuster works with the policyholder to settle a property insurance claim. Over the last several years, there have been an increase in this activity by contractors who choose to act as and perform adjusting tasks that they are not licensed or trained to perform. Now, a contractor or roofer will say, I've done, 1,000 roofs. I know more than a public adjuster. I've done this over and over and over, and insurance allows me to do it. That doesn't make it right. Okay, I'm just telling you. This is important because the UPPA, which is unauthorized practice of public adjusting, presents great risks to the unsuspecting policyholder and can adversely affect those who are properly licensed and ethical members of the public adjusting profession. So you're doing my job. It's illegal to do it. You're also practicing law. You're not the policyholder, and the whole purpose of the public adjuster being the liaison in between the two is I'm there to educate you on insurance and get you what is in your policy. It is what it is. A contractor who's working off insurance money is like, yeah, well, how much did you get? Okay, I'll do it. Well, you don't even know what you're going to get for that. You don't know that they're going to put a 3-tab or an architectural shingle on there because all you know is you helped me file a claim. You told me you could do my roof, and insurance said they'd pay for it, and you told me I didn't even have to pay my deductible, which again is illegal. But you don't even know what you're getting. That's your policy, and a public adjuster helps you get what you're entitled to and not try to rape the insurance company if there's enough there to put back what you had up there. I mean, if somebody wants to upsell you and you want to pay more money, knock yourself out. But it takes away your ability to negotiate who you want, and then you feel like because you signed a contingency agreement that you're stuck with them. But any decent lawyer will tell them to go F themselves, and that is practicing law without a license, or that's a unauthorized practice of public adjusting, and they just dare you to sue their client. So I've seen it, and then I also heard somebody was going to pay $20,000 because they walked on a shake shingle roof because they wanted to use another company. Well, I don't know who that lawyer for that insured is, but they're not qualified because they gave them the wrong advice. I'm not practicing law, but I just have seen that enough that they would have called that out and said legally you can't do that. But anyway, so license of public adjusting are issued under the Texas Department of Insurance. We have to be tested. We have to be licensed. We have to give them a copy of our contract, and also we have to be bonded because we represent consumers. An insurance adjuster works for the insurance company. They do not have to be bonded, but I do because I represent a consumer. So if I give bad advice, I don't follow through, I'm the contractor when I'm not supposed to be, anything like that. We have a $10,000 bond that we have to renew every 2 years when our license renews, and it stays on file with the Texas Department of Insurance. Also, we must not have an affiliation with an insurance company, so we couldn't be a preferred provider. We can't be sent out by the insurance company. You have to just know about us, hear about us, seek us out. There are certain hours and days that we can advertise. We could door knock if we wanted, but we can't hire someone to door knock and pay them more. We have to pay them equally. We can't pay them more if they got the contract signed, right? So I could get somebody to go sign my contract, but I can't say, oh, I'll give you $25 for every one you get signed and $5 for the ones you don't. We can't do that. That's actually in the occupation code or administrative code. It's about our license. I don't believe that's in the insurance code 4102. So you have to look under the administrative code, Texas administrative code, or under the occupations code. And just so you know, a lot of people don't know this, how much money an attorney can charge you for faxes and copies, that's under the occupation code too. So whether you realize it or not, there are all kinds of statutes out there and codes that are out there that protect consumers. A licensed insurance agent has the authority to sell potential policyholders insurance, and insurance agents are licensed by the state of Texas or are employed by an insurance company to sell its policies on its behalf. So an insurance agent has to go to Allstate, well, maybe not Allstate because those are exclusive, but let's say I'm a broker and I want to sell Guard or SageSure or Progressive or Geico or whatever. I have to go get permission from them to do that. You don't just, as an agent or a broker, you just don't go and get me insurance from anybody you want. The insurance company has to give permission. Because of that, they work more for the insurance company than for you, so they cannot act on your behalf. I always believe that they can help you, but it puts them in a different position because they're caught between, oh, well, that's my livelihood to sell these policies, and I need to help Sharon in her insurance claim. Which one you think they're going to choose? Okay, well, but they're saying here, this is Raisner or Slania, they're saying they cannot do it because they represent the insurance company selling their policies. They actually have a contract with them. So that would be an insurance adjuster works for them, an insurance agent works for them. And what really ticks me off is when elderly people will call their agent, maybe not elderly people, but it just seems like elderly people will call their agent and go, should I file a claim? My neighbors are saying I should file a claim because they got damage on their roofs and they're saying I have damage on my roof and should I do it? And they go, no, you shouldn't do it. It's because they're getting a bonus at the end of the year. Right there, they're the fox guarding the hen house. Of course they don't want you to, but the way I feel about it is that's a policy. You purchased it. If you have damage from a covered peril, that's a covered peril. They should at least tell you to file it, but it's self-serving. That's just my opinion. I don't care if people get mad at me because my podcast is you're entitled to my opinion, and so I'm going to tell you what it is. So because public adjusters have no affiliation with the insurance company and work solely for the benefit of the insured, and our contract says I work for the insured only. Even if a roofing company referred me to an insured, a policyholder, I cannot put the interests of my client over the interests of that roofing company. Now, they might get ticked and they may never send me any more business, but I take my license very seriously. I don't work for them. I want to, it's a happy marriage. It takes a village. If that's who the policyholder chooses to use, but that contingency agreement is not binding and don't put me in a position where I have to tell them, I'll hook them up with a lawyer. So in my risk management company, I do have a partner that's a lawyer, but that, and he does general insurance. So if I needed you to have, you settled the case and there's a release and confidentiality agreement, whatever, Sure, I've typed these up a million times. I could tell you what it says, but I'd be giving you legal advice. So a lot of times when those come, I say I'd feel better off if you would just call up and hire, even if it's $5 or $1, hire my partner to just look it over, give you legal advice, tell you this is full and final. You can't tell anybody if it's got a confidentiality agreement, unless it's like your subpoenaed and asked about it, or if it's your CPA or accountant, something along those lines that you absolutely have to tell somebody. You can't just get on Yelp and start blasting it out there. But anyway, so I will do that because they do need to know what they're signing. It is a legal document. But under the Texas Penal Code, the following actions by a licensed insurance adjuster are unauthorized. By licensed insurance adjusters, not public adjusters, they cannot interpret the insurance contracts. And if you're a public adjuster hearing this, when they come out, they go, hey, I haven't even seen the policy. I can't even tell them. So sometimes you have staff adjusters and they can, but because they work for the company, but most of them are independents and they can't. They don't even have the policy. Their job is to go out there, collect the facts, collect the pictures, do what insurance tells them to do on circling, hail, wind, and whatever, and then turn it into the desk adjuster. They cannot. So this is discussing or negotiating coverage matters with insurance companies, engaging in a course or conduct that encourages litigation, and the prosecution of claims, determining liability, the extent of legally compensable damages, and a claimant's rights and privileges, or advising a claimant to accept a settlement offer in some circumstances. Like an insurance adjuster can't say, you know what, you ought to accept it because they're not going to pay 1 penny more. That's illegal. Working as a licensed public insurance adjuster, before, you could just go to the website for the Texas Insurance Commissioner has a website where you can look up agents and adjusters, and they used to have public adjusters on there, but you can't now. They took the public adjusters off. If you went on there and looked me up, you're going to see me as an all lines insurance adjuster license, but it doesn't say I'm also a public adjuster. You have the right to ask me for a copy of my license. We can get it. We go to CirCon, we print it off. I have insurance companies, because there's so many people saying that they are, that they will ask me, Allstate, State Farm, they will say, hey, send me your licenses, because I have one for insurance adjusting, I have one for public adjusting, and I have one for my business, LJCG LLC, and I have for ladies public adjusters, licensed public adjusters, and licensed insurance. They have an insurance license too, but they work as public adjusters. They work under the company, so they have their own, and they work under the company, so they can sign a company contract. Some ways the public insurance adjusters help commercial policies, we'll talk about in another segment, because I'm already 12 minutes and nobody probably wants to hear this. But anyway, stay safe, be careful.